All right, friends, welcome back to Trevor Ruins Rafting Movies. And I have Kaylee today, so this is going to be really exciting. And in honor of today's movie, the whole reason I became an anthropologist, we are going to ruin one of my favorite series, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. Let's go.
I haven't seen this movie in years, so I'm very excited to see this scene again.
Me neither. It's one of my least favorite movies. But, and the Indiana Jones series, but I still love it.
We got a big problem.
I love that blazer. I think it's definitely adequate snowwear.
Come on, give me a hand.
I feel like this lady would be pretty useless in the outdoors.
Get our stuff.
So many feathers.
We're not sinking!
Grab on, shorty. Grab on.
So we should just run through this and then we'll break it down. But oh my god, this is so good.
Oh, that would be so heavy. I don't know if you've thrown a raft out of a truck or something like that, but they're pretty stinking heavy.
I feel like they would just flip over and like the raft would catch, but at least it inflated. Yeah, that's something.
I feel like it would flip upside down.
I feel like you would.
Oh, my tailbone just hurts looking at that.
I'm pretty sure they're dead anyway.
No, the rafts actually work as a great sled.
Yeah, we did this the other day.
Yeah.
We did this like last week. Oh my god. They're getting really lucky not hitting those trees.
That wasn't so bad.
Okay, that raft would come to a dead stop right there.
And probably flip over. Ooh.
That's a huge cliff. See,
That-
the raft is actually doing the thing that I expected to do.
Like a fallen leaf, kind
Yeah.
of.
That's a big rapid. They just
That is
landed
a
in.
massive rapid.
I think this was down on the middle fork of the American. We both used to guide out there.
Yeah.
I can't remember though. I'll have to double check.
So no paddles, at least they're in the middle chamber.
Yeah, they're in the right spot. I mean, that's kind of what would just happen. And they're all right, I guess. I mean, they're gonna find an eddy. The raft's probably gonna like go into the eddy. Oh man. Okay, let's go back through that and watch it. Planes crashing. Man,
Not a pilot, don't know what any of that means.
yeah,
Problem.
I'm just a boater. There's a lot of chickens on that aircraft as well. I have a lot of random, like, are those melons? Like,
I think they were watermelons.
all right, this lady right here. She's not like. Okay, if I had a person to take, like, okay, Shorty, great. He's good. He's helping out. He's like, hey, we got no more parachutes. Like, he's super helpful for this whole movie. This lady, on the other hand, like, do you remember why she's there even? Did she have, like, the book or something? Or, like,
I don't remember. I just know the director had the hots for her.
she's, like, useless. And, like, she's not dressed for adventure. I mean, yeah, she's got
I think
that.
a white blazer is perfect adventure wear. Goes with everything.
That's not what I would take. She's got, like, all the perfect nails. Her hair's all super dead. Oh, man. She's probably wearing high heels, too. I love that she's got the sequiny handbag. Let's see, is there a better shot? Like, that is prime adventure wear.
Shorty, get our stuff.
I'm surprised they're not grabbing a watermelon or
I
something
know.
like that.
Or some of the rope.
Yeah. Oh, did you see? There's like a little bomber girl in the background there.
It's pretty good.
But we can't see her handbag.
Grab on, shorty.
Obvious. Why is she biting her hand?
Why is her putting her whole fist in her mouth?
Okay, handbag. Like, presumably this lady knows she's going on this adventure. Like,
Hey, you got to use what you have. She could have put like a first aid kit in there, or could have thrown some of that rope in there when we weren't looking. So you got to stick with what you got, right?
I would have grabbed a watermelon or something, like, the shorty didn't even grab their stuff. Like, he didn't grab anything. He just, I don't know. So much wrong with this scene. Okay, let's go to the rafting. That's, if you're in a survival situation, you want to have that, but. Okay, emergency rafts on aircraft do this. This is pretty accurate. I mean, I feel like this is probably what an emergency raft would do. It fully inflated on the way down. He pulled the little cord, popped open. That's what emergency rafts are designed to do. Should happen pretty quick. I mean, I could see the air pushing on it, but...
I could feel it flipping with the air, like catching the bottom and flipping it around.
I disagree, because I've done this before with a raft. I've thrown it off a bridge. I've thrown it... Okay. I haven't thrown it out of a plane. Thanks, Kailee. But I've thrown it off a really high bridge, and I've thrown them off cliffs, and they just, like, float like this. This is, like, what happens. I mean, obviously, they did this stunt. They obviously threw it out of an airplane. Like, this is not... This is before the age of, like, all this crazy CGI stuff.
But we just saw some CGI with the other airplane going into the...
True, but, like, this isn't
mountain.
that good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we got to do is we got to go out and we got to throw one of these things out of something or off of a cliff. This would happen. I mean, maybe not the plane crash in the background. That was a pretty crappy plane crash. But this would probably happen. I mean,
the rafts are from China.
These are obviously stunt people that got into a raft. What's interesting, though, is if you look at the raft, maybe I have the close-up, but that's actually a whitewater raft, not a emergency raft.
Yeah.
This is how whitewater rafts are designed, not emergency rafts. Okay, that boat would have just stopped right there.
Definitely would have flipped.
Definitely would have flipped because it's off balance. But boom, okay, it hit there.
That would hurt too. Like, you can break on that impact. I've seen people break ankles and things like that too.
And that's definitely not an emergency raft. So the difference is that an emergency raft is not designed for whitewater conditions, and it's not going to be as strong. Like, I've seen emergency rafts, and they're a lot thinner material, and if you hit a rock or something like that, that's gonna suck. Where do you think this was filmed?
I think that might be Kanaka. If that's on the middle fork of the American?
That's way too big.
Well, high water maybe.
Maybe. We're gonna have to research this. We'll add a little addendum at the end to let you know where this was filmed, but...
I thought it was on the middle fork of the American, but I'm not really sure which rapid it would be if it's not Kanaka.
That's like a lot of water. That's a big rapid.
Yeah.
Okay, right here. That's another big rapid. That's a totally different
I don't
rapid.
think this is the middle fork of the American.
No, I don't think so
No,
either.
because I don't know what that would be.
I don't know. Me neither. So this is actually good. They're inside the middle compartment of the raft. Kailee and I were on a trip where we flipped, and Kailee swam to shore.
We lost all our paddles.
And I stayed in the boat with another friend of ours. And when we do River of No Return for Baywatch, you'll see this in action. But this actually works. You can actually move side to side in the raft, and depending on where you put your weight, the raft will slip and slide around. But it's pretty good. You know,
they're in the best place to be if you don't have any paddles in the bottom in the middle of the boat.
Yeah, they're keeping their center of gravity low so that they don't go flying out of the boat, and they're holding onto that thwart. So that's something. I mean, I would probably grab the perimeter line also, but you know. Okay, that's kind of a big slide. Like, all right, right there. This is a ledge hole. That is not a self-bailing raft, which is really good for them because when they go into that ledge hole, they'll probably surf for a minute, but it won't surf like a self-bailing raft. They're going to fill up and flush.
Yeah, they ran that drop really smooth. I feel like they would have caught a little bit more.
It kind of went backwards a little bit.
Good.
Kind of going sideways. It was really quick. They went sideways through that. But yeah, dropping in sideways would not have been good for them. They probably wouldn't still be in the raft. And then the raft is just slowly floating into an eddy. And you see how he moves to the front of the boat there? And it just shoves him over into that eddy? That's probably the ideal situation. I just don't think they would be there. That was pretty rough.
They go through the whitewater part so fast. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, entering that big of a rapid with that big of a ledge hole sideways definitely would have kept them in there. They would have surfed a little bit. Could potentially flip the raft as well. You generally have to high side, so you'd have to get on the downstream side of the raft to keep the weight out of that hole that keeps you kind of sucking you in.
This filmed on the South Fork American and the Tuolumne and in Yosemite. So let's go back. Well, it took a little research, but we found where this scene is. This is actually in India, of all places. What is it?
It's on the Yamuna River in India.
I was saying that wrong.
Probably. It's the largest tributary of the Ganges.
It's also named for the sister of the god of death. I can kind of see a line.
Well, river right is going to be a folding seam lines in, and then there's an undercut on the left.
Might go.
And then it goes over another boulder.
Left might go, but there's that like big boulder there.
Yeah, right.
I really want to scout this really well. Is that Lumsden Falls on Cherry Creek?
Oh. Yeah.
Definite. Okay, we got the photo. So I'm going to flash a photo up here for you. That's definitely Lumsden Falls. Kind of from, I think they're shooting from the bridge.
Yeah, they got to be shooting from the bridge, like center to left.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of the river. There's probably someone like rappelling from the bridge. And that's some pretty decent flow. Like, that's clearly Lumsden Falls. That boat is wrecked. Notice the bow of that boat?
It looks like there's a hole at the bottom.
Yeah,
in the front.
whole front of the boat is like ripped off. You see? I wasn't wrong. You do throw it from a high spot, and it will, kind of drop and float like that. Yeah, I just wonder what some of these other rapids are. It's kind of cool to go back and see these things, but this film came out the year I was born. So, the rafting part hasn't aged well. Well, that was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That was the rafting scene. Whew. Okay, so we got some questions. Now we got to throw a raft off a cliff. See what happens.
See if we can try to get it to self-inflate as we throw it.
Well, we don't have a self-inflating raft, so that's not going to happen. But I would like to see off of a taller cliff. We're going to have to find a cliff and, throw a raft off a cliff. So, that's probably going to hurt, too. I just feel like, I don't feel like it's slowed down enough to not hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, I've jumped into a boat and, kicked it off a small cliff, like a ledge of, 5 or 6 feet, and it has an impact. It definitely hurts when you fall. So anything more than 6 feet, you're gonna have.
If you guys want to see us rip apart some other films and talk about some other boating scenes, drop those in the comments below. We got some more on deck for you. We are going to try and ruin some more rafting films for you and some more spots and see what we can come up with. So we will see you guys on the flip side.